Well, good evening, folks. Once again, it's almost midnight, and here I am, just getting my video for the day done. And I would kind of entitle it, I'm not sure yet, but One Big Mistake. This happened, since I've lived here in Michigan, I can't remember. It happened, somewhere. I was 5 years in Marquette from 96 to '01. So it happened either in 2000 or '01, maybe even 99, I'm not sure. But I was working pastoring in Marquette, Michigan. And the UP, the Upper Peninsula Division of the denomination, had a camp up there like we have downstate here, right here at Grayling. And they had junior camp up there, and they had retreats and, different kind of stuff, and, that was another story. First year there, I had a cabin full of boys I was responsible for. That was a fun year, though. I didn't think I was going to like it, but, those kids and I made friends, and we're still friends today. But anyway, my late wife, was the cook up there at the camp. And she was a healthy cook. And so she, couldn't use just a lot of stuff. And so she had to stock up and go up there ahead of time, for a week or so and get a bunch of bread made and, all kinds of stuff like that, baking and, just getting the kitchen ready to go. And I was up there anyway. This one particular week, we'd been up there 2 or 3 days, I think. And I had an old '84 Ford 4-wheel drive that was diesel. And I got low on fuel, and I thought, well, I'll fuel this thing up so that when it's come time to go, we can go straight home. I don't have to mess around, stop and fuel it up. So I did. I fueled it up. And I'm coming back over to the camp, and I can't get any RPMs. I can't figure out what in the world is going on, I just fueled up. I know I'm not low on fuel. And it was only a couple miles back over the camp, downhill a lot of the way. I got to camp, and I hadn't been clear empty when I fueled up. I probably had a quarter of a tank or a third of a tank. But they had a good price on fuel there. And so anyway, I'm just like, what in the world is the matter? And I got out of the truck, and I was smelling gasoline. Guess what I had done? I had filled my truck up with gas. You don't do that with diesel. You don't put gas in the tank. You put fuel in there, diesel fuel. And I'm like, no, what am I going to do? Have I ruined the motor? But I had enough diesel in it, so it didn't, and I didn't go very far. But there was a friend that lived nearby there, and he came over, and I got a bunch of gas jugs, because it was mostly gas, but had some diesel in it. And I had an older car, and so I just used that gas, sparingly, until I used all the gas up, so it really wasn't totally wasted. The car smoked a little bit, but anyway, I had to go over there and get some diesel fuel in that truck. And then she ran like fine. In fact, the guy told me it might have been good for it, cleaned out them injectors a little bit. And, but I share that story with you because life has a way of making mistakes. Some mistakes we make, we get by with. You know, I managed to get by with that one, but it sure caused a lot of hassle. But you got to pay attention. You got something to do, pay attention to what you're doing, and you do it right. You don't go to the gas station with a diesel and put regular in it. You put diesel in it. Duh. Anyway, we need to know that we're doing it right. You know, if you, no matter what kind of a job you have, some jobs, if you don't do it right, can cost your life. You know, I've shared that a little bit in my truck driving days. You know, there was a few times when I thought maybe I goofed up good, but I managed to still be here. But sometimes they're costly in time, costly in money, and it's that way in my sand business. You know, I suffer with that post-traumatic stress disorder, and lately I've had some, court papers I have to take care of from a debt that, you know, when I had some financial troubles when I first had to retire. It took me about 3 years to get my disability. You know, almost lost my house, had to refinance it. I got behind in everything, and I didn't get this one company paid, and I think it's the third one that bought this debt, and they're trying to take me to court over it. You know, over an old debt. You know, and it had been lied dormant. You know, my credit score had gone back up, and then this company buys it and puts it in collections as a new collection thing. It wasn't like it was something I just did. And I went back and forth with paperwork and stuff, but you know, I have to fill out all these papers now and share with the court, you know, everything that I've done. And anyway, it's just a big hassle, and it's causing me a lot of stress. I get to thinking about it at night, and I can't sleep. But you know, we have to learn how to equalize things. Procrastination, you know, you can't procrastinate on some things. It just piles up on you. And that's what I have the biggest trouble with in my business and in my personal life. I don't want to do it. I'll do it, you know, another time, you know. And I'm thinking, well, if you don't do it today, it's going to be bad weather. And anyway, but you've got to think about what you're doing. You've got to be precise. You've got to just not go around halfway in gear. Pops out of gear now and then, you know, like when I put that fuel in there. What was I thinking? Why did I tell this story? It's because we're in a life. We're in a life for good or bad. And the decisions we make either are going to keep us in the same old rut the rest of our lives. Make the wrong decision, it could put us in a deeper rut. You make the right decision, you could get out of the rut. You know what I'm going to say. Click the link below, and you'll never be sorry if you go through with it. I'm here to tell you that. You'll never, ever be sorry. Unless you quit. But if you follow it, you won't be sorry. I mean, I'm excited. I get more excited, you know, even though I'm stressed out over it, I still very excited about it. And it's time for me to hit the sack and try to get some rest before tomorrow. Tomorrow's almost here in 4 or 5 minutes, 3 minutes, I guess. And anyway, I looked at the wrong thing. I'll shut up, say good night, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.